Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity.
Hey,
So, we finished saving that woman, and pretty injured from that boss fight. So let's hop into the inn
don't
and
see the
rest.
harm. Building's thirsty work.
I'll talk to other people later. I was looking at my combat log, or my quest log in between episodes, and I totally forgot to take that Ingwithian medallion and turn it in. And I want to just get that out of the way so I don't forget. So we'll rest and pop back to Brackenberry real quick.
Hey, if it's okay, I'm gonna wait by that fire there while you do that thing with the battery.
Oh, Wena! Go check on that Orland. Make sure he don't steal nothing.
Oh, no, you didn't. Better not be talking about me.
Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it. But I hear you helped drive the ogres out. Didn't know you furry folk had it in you.
The stoic answer, I think.
You're welcome to warm yourself here. Got hot food and cozy beds. Though your cousin seems to have holed up in one of my rooms. That's a relief. Can't see you having anything in common with a good-for-nothing layabout like that anyways. Showed up a few days ago, sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot. Up to no good, I tell you. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want to ruckus over it. We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, fugitives, Kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law. Ways keeping to himself. Well, honest Kith sure don't have cause for it. I'd appreciate it. And I suppose I don't need to remind you that I don't want you to hurt him. I'm sure you can find a more discreet way of handling the problem.
Hey,
Back to warm your hands, eh? Top quality bear pellet.
Ah, excellent. The morning is cold and silent. You are upon the plateau of the Birthing Bell, and there is no sound, no wind. The sky is a smooth mortared gray, the forest beneath the plateau nothing more than a jagged black silhouette. Even the rock, the Adra around you, feels colder, the sun's warmth bled from it. Against the cold backdrop of the sky you see the great Birthing Bell hanging from its arch of Adra. Its surface is tarnished, and the shadows inside the bell are dark, still. It seems to press down upon you, or simply, sadly, watching as if standing above a grave formed from the table of the plateau and the remains of the mother's womb that now covers its surface. And there is something heavy in your hands. It breathes, gurgling, slick, and wet, yet that is all it is. You find yourself filled with fear. You don't want to look at what you are holding. You don't want to touch it with your mind, and it's all you can do not to cast it from you. So let's examine it. The mask before you is vacant, flesh in the shape of a newborn. Bubbles of saliva bunch at the mouth, expelled by its steady, gurgling breath. Its arms, legs, head lolling, limp. No thought, no struggle, no desire to cry in protest or pain. There is nothing from within. There is an absence in your hands. Your hands tremble, shake, and the silence is broken as the chimes on your wrists echo with the trembling. And the chimes do not echo in the thoughts of the mass in your hands. There is no soul within to hear it. The only emotions blanketing the plateau are the pain of the mother. The child breathes, its heart beats, but it makes no cry. The child feels light, empty. There is no joy in it, no fear, no thoughts at all. Yet in the hollows inside it, it breathes, a thing of habit, not life. You cannot move. Your trembling has subsided, and the birthing chimes on your wrists are as still as the child. The mother is crying, eager to see, begging to see the child. You feel a sudden spike of fear, of being hunted. If you give the child to the mother, you will be blamed, and her anguish and rage shall fall upon you. She will not spare you or anyone you love, of this you are certain. But you did not cause this. You don't think you caused it. And the mother begs, her arms outstretched. The chimes sound once more as you give the child to its mother, and as the chime fades there is the eager gleam, the welling joy, the questioning, and you draw upon it deeply, letting the hope stream into her eyes, letting her eyes fill with the cries that you have heard countless times past from other children on the bell. You hear the laughter in the mother's voice, and streams of tears that run down her face, and with a practiced motion you weave a life that will never be into her eyes and thoughts. She will care for the child as if it were whole until you set her free. She will care for it until you find a way to heal what has happened, until the reality cannot be dispelled anymore. And still, cradled beneath the weeping woman that birthed it, the child in her arms does not hear the cries of the mother, does not react. It is an empty thing that breathes and carries nothing within it. And the chimes on your wrists lie still. They are bound to you like chains, never to sound inside a newborn's mind ever again.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
The grieving mother's head bows, and she raises her hands, cradling them slowly, so the chimes do not sound as she moves them. You feel a chill in the air as if the vault of your mind is growing, too large for the thoughts within, and your breath is laced with the chill. To your horror, you hear her breathing, ragged, hacking, but strangely steady, and you can see saliva bunching at the corners of her lips, becoming thick ropes of drool that cast themselves down her chin. There is the smell of blood in the air, new, wet, and the salt, sharp tang in your mind. Coupled with this is the smell of sodden undergarments cloying at your senses. Stepping forward, your hand falls on her shoulder, and then you feel her begin to fall, rigid as a falling stone, and you place your other hand on her shoulder to steady her. Throughout, there is the horrid, steady breathing. Her clothes are wet. It is as if she is burning with fever beneath her tangled hair and beneath her threadbare robes, as if she is giving birth. With a slow, hissing intake of breath, her head rolls back onto her shoulders. Her eyes press tightly together like the lids of a newborn. Yet past the lids you can feel the piercing stare, vacant, cold. Horribly, you sense nothing from her, not a thought, like the hollowbone you held in her memory. You know if you try and pull away now, she will vanish into herself and vanish from your thoughts, perhaps forever. And you have a terrible feeling that whatever connects the two of you will be cut. She is as helpless before you as a child, and you search your thoughts for a way to coax her to you. Let's put some thoughts into her head. She jerks slightly before you, then her head tilts, and the steady breathing breaks, and she gives a racking cry.
I thought it was my doing. I thought that I had stilled it with my thoughts. The child. It was just a child. What was done with it?
You helped give birth to a hollowborn, but made the mother think otherwise. Her breathing is steady again, but there is life in it where there was not once before. And her emotions are building in her. Apprehension, confusion, welling up. She seems afraid to do more than simply be aware the memory is there.
It was not the last hollowborn on the birthing bell, and never again did I hear a child's cry.
You have found a death within me, one that many women have borne within them. The words swirl with impulses and weight, spiraling around her, and you feel as if you are being dragged in. I sought to serve women in need, and instead, my hands ushered no new life. What happened next, I bear the responsibility for. What happened next?
The first birth was the deepest, the saddest. Nothing I could do could find the child's spirit, guide it to him.
You feel a strange absence between you, as if your thoughts are being shared across a great distance. The thoughts bleed out for a moment, then returns, sharp, near, personal. I could not understand what had happened, what I might have done. I feared. No, I could not dwell on that thought. The child was always there, always a reminder of what had happened to Marco. I made her care for it. I made them all care for it, until I could find what had gone wrong. You made her care for it?
It was worse. I made her think it was whole, and then more births came to the bell, all as before, and many were the minds I had to change, a circle of...
But the Hollowbone, it wasn't your doing. It happened elsewhere.
Little word of the outside world reached us. It was enough time for rage and pain and grief to guide hands. I feared what would happen to the children, what would happen to me. Every mother knows her womb may shed a stillborn, but these cold, soulless creatures, the parents wouldn't have understood, and fear of the unknown breeds violence. I held their minds within mine. I shaped and guided them as long as I could. And with each passing day, each new birth, the strain grew. And the more I felt my control slipping, the more I focused my thoughts. Eventually, even I succumbed to the power of my own illusion. I'd woven the threads so tightly that I could no longer see through them.
And then one morning, I heard funeral bells tolling in the village. The sounds of wailing rose through the mists. A mother had died, her mind so focused on the care of her hollow-boned child that she'd neglected even to feed herself. And with that, the illusion broke. The townsfolk saw their hollowbone the way they were, not the way I'd wished them to see. By the end of the day, they'd begun to look at me differently too. I did not understand what had happened, but I knew enough to flee. And every suspicion that surfaced, every faded memory of what I'd done, I pressed it down, tricked it away. She feels cold, lonely, rigid. My skill failed me, but I did what was necessary. I regret the mother's death, but how much worse would it have been had I not acted? Yes, I'm a complete anti-totalitarianist, so you inflicted your will on the townspeople. That was wrong.
They would have killed the children. I had no choice. The matter was too great to seek permission, so I made them believe their children lived whole and healthy, until there were too many children, and the protection crumbled.
I no longer wish for you to travel with me. No. To rule another like that, even for mercy, is wrong. We must accept that there are some things we cannot control. The grieving's mother mind is silent and still for several moments. She lets your words wash over her, seeping into the cracks of her own thoughts. Oh, total quest. Does that mean that... I think that means that the quest line is over for her, since it printed a total.
My actions only caused more misery. Worse, I took from an entire village, made them as empty and helpless as the children I sought to protect. But what then? Is it better to stand by in the face of tragedy? To let it wash over the world a hungry tide?
Forcing your will on others is an injustice. How could anything but tragedy come from it?
I did not see it as such. I sought to weave a cradle with my mind, but it became a prison. For the village, and for me, your words have soothed my mind in ways I did not expect. I thank you, Watcher, for the gift of your sight, for using it to guide me out of the prison of my mind. Let us hope it can also free you from the illusions Theos has woven around you.
Addendum added, dream and memory. Quest completed. Dream and memory. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, why am I not seeing it? Dream and... there it is. Kind of wish they'd somehow sort in a way that made sense. Like, it's not chronological by time completed, or it'd be right up here. It's not... oh, maybe it is alphabetical. No, it doesn't appear to be alphabetical. Yeah, the sorting makes no sense at all. It's probably like by quest ID or some internal game thing that's actually not viewable by us. Okay, Cool, her quest is done, which means I am free to
Hey.
replace her now with other characters. So I will probably actually get her inventory basically empty because I want to pick up the White March expansion characters and try to get them through their quest. I'd like to get every NPC through their quest. I just don't know if I am going to have enough travel time to be able to spend with all of them. I think
I'm ready.
Pallegina's quest is actually done too because, yeah, Child of the Five Sons. So I think I could replace
I'm
both
ready.
of them. I probably should, just so I can
Hey.
get time with other people. Well, actually, not many of the quests just require time. I think
How
it's
may I
these
help?
two that require time the most. Eder
Hey.
actually should be done as well, but I need a tank.
Hey.
So let's just pop back to Brackenberry real quick and turn in that quest I completely had forgotten about. I mean, I paid the 6k gold and didn't go reap my
Hey.
reward. I could have gone up the north, I guess. Probably would have been quicker. So I assume I can just come back and forth as I want, other than the amount of time it takes. Okay, what was that? Oh, that was the distant relative of Eorn, probably. Okay, well, I guess that means I am not ransoming him. I totally forgot to look into that. But I can always let him go. I could release him. I'm going to quick save real quick. Oh, crap. Did I just hit... that was not quick save. That was a quick reload. So, fortunately, there should be an autosave from when I zoned out. I have no idea where this quick reload's going to go. Okay, the fire. Brackenberry, go save.
All right then.
Okay, this time quick save, and let's release. Nope. What did that do? Nothing? Alright, reload. I guess maybe I should go talk to him actually down in the prison. Maybe there's a conversation way to release him.
Hey.
Too many load screens, and it takes too long. Need to figure out how to improve that part of their engine. We've got so much memory in computers today. They should be able to say, you know, if you've got a large memory machine, like preload all possible zones you can go to, I mean, that are adjacent to, you know, at least some kind of optimization so that the load is nearly instantaneous.
Greetings.
Yeah, I'm still a rogue. I want money. This isn't quite everything you have. Did I get any rep? I got some of my money back. That's nice. And I got a cloak of many feathers, which is nice. Oh, I did get rep. Good. Slight. I probably could have gotten more if I gave him his money back, but
Hey.
I'm good with that. One dex, two athletics. constant recovery. I really like the stun of Swaddling Sheet. Okay, stealth and perception. Yeah, saving throws are nice. Spell defense and focus gain. Oh, if I'm gonna give it to someone, probably be a replacement for spell defense, but I don't think he needs athletics. And it's not going to stack with other athletic items. I have athletic boots. Yeah, max endurance and athletics. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it's going to fit anyone quite right. I'll save it. Maybe one of my new characters here from White March. But let's clean up her inventory. Since there don't appear to... do I want... Yeah, let's just throw them all in. And I will probably do a lot of quick saving before I talk to people, just because you never know when you're going to get the NPC sometimes, and I don't really know who the NPCs are. So I'll want to be able to reload so that I can finish emptying out her weapons. I don't want to get rid of these quite yet. Okay, while I am in the city, is there anything else I should be doing? Okay, so we need to go to Twin Elms with Sagani. Just to complete that quest. Do that later. I still never gave Viana's research to Dunstan, and I'm not sure I ever will. Okay, we got Yen Field, which I don't want to do till after White March Part 2. I think I want to be higher level before I attempt this, based on what they told me. Okay, this is Twin Elms. Twin Elms. Okay, and that's White March. Okay, what about tasks? Okay, all just endless paths. Great. So we're free to go back to White March.
Hey.
Yeah, let's do so. Well, getting 2k of that 6k I spent back is nice. I was not expecting that. That'll let me maybe buy a couple items.
All right, then.
Hopefully. I'm not too low level for this zone. Still a little bit worried, but I successfully did that boss fight on the first try, so I'm thinking I'll be okay. And looks like there's some mushrooms. I totally missed, probably because we were in the middle of combat when I first came through. Let's just run over and unlock the zone. So good. All watched falls unlocked. Whose house is this? Thirst's. I think it was Renningold's house I need to go to. That's the mayor. But let's pop into Thirst's. Well, let's wait. What's down here?
Huh, that's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, she looks like a possibility for a companion. So, let's...
Hey.
What do you... Look like a barbarian? A dual-wielding barbarian. Kind of interesting. Boy, I don't know. If I was going to pick up a dual-wielding barbarian, I would probably
I'm ready.
trade out Pallegina, not Grieving Mother, and I think Pallegina has finished too. Let's go ahead and kind of resort. I don't really need to be carrying all the uniques on me. It's just convenient so that because this is an easier interface than the stash, in my opinion. There's no reason to carry all the potions on me. I never use them. Fortunately, even on Path of the Damned, as long as you aren't trying, if you're leveling appropriate, really doesn't seem to be a need to ever take advantage of these. I suppose if I was soloing, trying for like, yeah, I would probably be using these a lot more. Let's throw all of this down here. So I will give that to whoever joins, and let's look. I should Tidefall is just so good. Can't leave that on her if I'm going to get rid of her. Let's find her original armor. Is that... yeah, Pallegina's. We'll at least give her her original armor and high to low. Yeah, like a fine greatsword or something. So at least she has a weapon. I don't know if this really matters when I send them out on quests, but... okay.
Hey.
Quick save again, and let's talk to her.
Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you? No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra. I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget. I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows where it is. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish.
Not fond of her voice actress, but...
you won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice. And the company's welcome.
great. Alright. Well, those two might have some fun interactions, but... sorry. You gotta go. I don't need two frontline fighters, I don't think. Ooh, now we have to level up. Alright. What happened here? Oh, nothing new to report. This is all done, right? Yeah. I do not really know how to level a barbarian. This might be a little slow. Well, let's pop you up to Athletics 10, because you got to replace Pallegina. Five accuracy is always nice. Okay, but we'll get you the accuracy, but let's get Barbaric Blow first. Now, if I give her the axe that frenzies, or the longsword, I don't really have to give her this. I wonder if she has talents. I should go double check what she already has. Okay, yeah, no particular weapon talent. She just happens to be dual wielding. Fine, fine, but she also has a two-handed Morning Star. And he has armor. Fine speed healing bonus is pretty nice. Okay. So yeah, I can make her two-weapon or two-handed instead of dual wielder. Which means she can kind of get the frenzy from that, making this a little bit less useful. Let's grab the heal. Heal and a bunch of defense bonuses. That's pretty nice. Let's grab the accuracy. Oh, that's pretty cool. So if fortitude's lower than deflection, I get to attack fortitude. One stands alone is pretty cool because I can have her up attacking multiple people potentially. Oh, I'm kind of thinking I should get the +1 engagement bonus for her, because then she can tank 2 people without being flanked. But also plus 20% melee damage. One stands alone is pretty good. Okay, so Brute Force, one stands alone. Blooded I want, and Frenzy eventually. Oh, that's so much to give her. Let's give her one stands alone first. I kind of like that. I think that's going to be nice. Get her up to 10. Good. Now we'll start pumping up survival. Okay, what level are we at? We're at 6, so I get to level her up still more, so I think I will wait. Wanted to kind of give her hold the line, I'm thinking, because she's going to be up front with Eder, and if he can engage, 3 to 4 people, and she can engage 2 people, that'd be pretty awesome. Or force the engagement. Protect my casters a little better than Pallegina was able to then. Possibly. Okay, let's grab Stalwart Defiance, because that's a lot of saving blows, and kind of makes her a little more tanky as well. Okay, survivability versus damage. But there seems kind of meh, honestly. I mean, there just aren't enough killing blows in any one combat for that to be such a major damage boost. She'll get like, what, 6 extra swings potentially if she got all the killing blows in an average pull. I do like the per encounter stuff. Kind of Wild Sprint could be really good. Get her up to engage, or even run around people to go engage casters. But in hallways, that's never going to be possible. Threatening presence is kind of cool. Everyone attacking her is going to be sickened. Well, we're going to grab Brute Force first, because I like the damage potential that might provide. Now we'll grab Hold the Line, so she can engage 2 people. I hope she's not a glass cannon, as we'll find out. I can always respec her. So that's fine, because I'm not too worried about any of this. I should get to go up one more level, I think. Barbaric Shout, 2 per rest. Plus 2 DR is nice if she's tanking. Threatening Presence is nice just for the extra damage while she's tanking. Yeah, getting an ability that relies on her to go down, no. That's just no. What does Terrifying do? Reducing their accuracy is pretty good. 8 meter, that's pretty good as well. I kind of want to grab the Wild Sprint. Not stop by engagement's nice. I can just rush straight for casters then, instead of having her tank. Okay, so we've gone back over to plus 2 DR. Let's put some points in stealth. Ah, cool. Opened up something because I wasn't sure. I mean, I can give her more like two-handed style, but I don't know what's better for her. Probably two-handed. Although she's going after casters. The extra interrupts, maybe, from the faster weapons might help. Okay, this just makes Wild Sprint even faster, so she'll have 5.5 move speed. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. So, let's start thinking about gear now. So she's wearing light armor. So recovery speed is minus 25%. If I give her this, she becomes a lot slower. She gets the automatic frenzy. Also gets might and shock. This is 2DR. Okay, and this gives +1 move speed though, which is interesting. Well, for now, let's keep her. Let's see, what's the difference? This is worse on shock, better on slash and pierce, better on pierce and freeze, worse on corrode. Where did it go? Gotta give her the belt. Let's also rearrange her here. Still only Stoic 2. I'll get it to 3. I don't know if you can go beyond 3. I might just not have enough points to have noticed yet. Okay, that goes away. Yeah, I like the healing potential. Good accuracy, good damage. 66 accuracy without taking any weapon boosts isn't too bad. There's no reason not to. It's a little weird for a barbarian, but there we go. Okay, ring of deflection. Yeah, boosting that'll be good. Great fortitude, good will, good reflex, not so good deflection. The might boost does boost the damage. If she's tanking, that probably really does make the most sense, is to have her in heavy armor, not light armor. And now she's 12 athletics. And she's critical hit. She will stun them all. Yeah, let's just give her everything Pallegina had, honestly. wonder if this healing received applies to the healing from Tidefall. Let's just see. Maybe she'll heal so fast I won't need it. But she doesn't have the constant recovery that Eder has, that the fighter has. So. Now I do have other light armor. Okay, it's just good in stun fights. Yeah, no more light armor, so... Helm. Not many helm options. Guess that really is it. I don't have any other magical helms. Unless I forgot to take them off someone. Oh, I do have her helm. I don't like losing the accuracy, but it's only 2 accuracy. Getting immunity to blind and 10% damage to flanked seems like it'll be alright.
Hey.
What's going on here? I probably should have done some of the other conversations first. Okay.
Hey.
I think we will call it quits here for this episode. Next episode, we will continue just finishing up all possible conversations in this zone and then figure out where to go from there. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.